Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Taj and I'm a paycheck budgeter documenting my financial journey here on YouTube. If you are returning, welcome back, beautiful budgeter. In today's video, I'm going to be closing out the month of September. So if you're interested in seeing what my numbers turn out to be, then stick around and keep on watching.
Get out the way, who got a watch, who got the time, I'm raising the clock. Even in my feelings, grind don't stop. Got big dreams, want big rocks. I got plans, you got talk.
All right, welcome back. So y'all know how we do. Let's just jump on into the video. So for the month of September, we were able to close out everything. Everything was pretty much paid up until at the point of the second week of October. So basically what I'm saying is we did have some carryover. So we did, relied on the first week of October in order to finish out the month of September. So that's why I'm just now doing it, because although everything, I mean, we're obviously going into the third week of October, but I didn't close it out right at the end of September because I was relying on the first paycheck of October. So, I always say and mention that, excuse me, when it comes down to my budget, my financial journey, the whole purpose of me even starting my channel was because I had been budgeting, discovered the budgeting community, but it just seemed like everybody had everything all together, and I wanted to start showing my journey to see if there was, which I already knew. There's something, I thought I saw something flying. Why is stuff always go to flying when I'm recording? As if I live with a house full of bugs. Y'all, don't get it twisted. Anyway, I just wanted to show the real deal, you know what I'm saying? So the ups, the downs, the lows, and whatever, and, it is what it is. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So I did go ahead, as I always do, total out my numbers just for the sake of time with the videos. So like we always do, we pull that out. I'm going to pull out my no spin, and I'm going to pull out my monthly budget sheet. All right. So first thing I want to do is total up my income. So income, we budgeted for $6,870. In order for me to have been able to close out September without having to carry anything over, I would have needed at least $8,200. Or 8,300, should I say. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. So my budget goal was at least to try to hit 8,000 so that I don't have the whole 1,389 in the negative. So let's see. So income is $7,636.70 is what we brought in. So unfortunately, it was not what the goal was. Yeah. We did bring in over the total income that we budgeted. We budgeted for $6,870. So we did $766.70 over what we, projected to bring in, but it still wasn't enough, unfortunately. But it is what it is. We got it done though. At the end of the day, it's done. It's a done data, okay? What the hell ever. As long as I'm not still here in October 3rd week and still trying to pay stuff from September, then Houston, we have a problem. But that wasn't the case, and knock on some fake wood, that will never be the case. Because don't get it twisted, I have been in that position. It's been a long time, but part of the reason why I do this is because I've hit the point of rock bottom. And when I say rock bottom, y'all, Lord, I don't ever want to go back there. Having to carry over bills from month to month, yeah, that's not the ideal. And my goal is to not even to get to the point where I don't have to do that, and possibly be not just a month, but maybe 2 months ahead. But I'm talking about not knowing, having no way of, like, I'm talking about not even, whew, y'all, I don't ever want to be in that position, especially having children, and at the time, young children. And it was just a hard season, and Lord knows I am so thankful for where I am now versus where I was. Yeah, it's just not, I don't ever want to, I'm going to do whatever I can to not be in that type of position again. And then on top of stressing about money and bills, you have, for those of you that are having young kids that have to feed, like, it just, that was a lot. That was a lot. And thank God that I'm not there anymore, and I don't want to ever go back. So shouts out to, the ones that are still in predicaments like that. I pray that this shall hurry and pass for you. But I'm not where I need to be as well. So with that being said, I'm going to forever and always continue to budget and try my best to get better and better every month. I still have a lot of work to do, a lot of discipline, but y'all, I'm just not where I come from, and I am so thankful. But anyway, so let's go ahead and jump into it. So we do have income, came out to $76.36.70, and I'm gonna write that down over here so that I don't have to flip back for that. I'm gonna just put it here. So $76.36.70. All right, so I'm gonna jump to the front of my journal, because that's why I have my month to summary, month to year. All right, so we are working with September. All right, so income, we said we brought in $76.36.70. Savings, we did not, unfortunately, save for the month, seeming that we, was in the position that we were in. So that's zero, which is that's 2 months in a row with no savings. And so that lets me know that that I need to focus on trying to figure out what I can do in order to put something to the side, because that's 2 months in a row, no savings. Been able to save, not a lot, but at least something throughout the year. And the last 2 months shows that I've been kind of on the struggle bus, because I haven't been able to save anything. So this is the purpose of this type of sheet, because I get to see throughout the year my numbers. So food, we budgeted for, we didn't remember. Oh, let me go back. So remember, I did say in, I think, my last video, that the biggest mistake that I made was in September was I did not budget for my cash envelopes, because I felt like, okay, I'm just gonna wing it because I didn't have enough. Well, that was the biggest mistake that I made, because I did not plan for anything, because I felt like I didn't have enough, because I was already trying to figure out how I was going to pay the bills. But with that being said, with my food, I ended up spending $988 $2.70. And I was saying to myself, well, I don't really have nothing to put toward this. I need to focus on my bills, so I'm just gonna wing it, and anything extra that I bring in, I'll just put it toward that. Well, that wasn't a good idea, because I was already, without this, I was already in the negative $13.89.22. So imagine me going in and spending an extra $988 that I did not have. You get it. Okay. So yeah, I will never do that again. October wasn't all that. I mean, it was, no, let me take that back. October looks promising, but I made sure that I budgeted in my cash envelopes. Okay, car maintenance. So car maintenance, we did $1,294.04. And I know y'all like, what the hell? Car maintenance ain't never been that much. Reason why is because on Ron's van, we ended up having to get 4 tires, and I went to go, he gave me his car and I went to go and pick it up. Well, when I got there, the car that he has, which was a car that he got from them, so it was Firestone, and the place is no longer a Firestone. It's still a repair and tire place, but it's no longer Firestone. So the Firestone cards were not being, they're only being taken out at retails. So I was like, he was at work, nowhere around. So girl, yeah, I had to use my own stuff. So, but y'all, as that goes what I was saying, he ain't gonna be responsible for that. But this still includes what was spent for car maintenance for the month of September. Miscellaneous was only $26.39. Thank goodness. Medical, we did not, thank goodness. Beauty. So beauty, we spent $192.16. I did get a retwist, so that was $90. And then some health and beauty items from Marshall's and Walmart contributed to that $192.16. Household, we spent $398.62. And I was talking to Ron. I've been telling him about it, but just never forced or pushed the issue. But on my front door and my back door, it's just the door. Like, I don't have a screen door, a storm door, or nothing like that. And I've been thinking for the last year that I wanted to put one in the backyard, on the back door, because my back door is pretty much glass, and King, when he wants to come in, he's scratching up the glass. So I want to put a storm door there so that I don't care, he can do whatever, but I will also be able to leave the back door open and then kind of just have my storm door open. And then I decided, you know what, that would probably be nice for the front door as well. So I'm thinking about getting some storm doors for the front and back. So at some point, you know, you might see an increase in that for the expenses. I'm gonna see, I do have a household sinking fund, so hopefully I can start contributing to that and use a lot of that to cover the costs without having to do any swiping or using money directly from out of my income paycheck. Entertainment was only $12.60. My daughter's, that was only $57.76. Bills came out at $4,835.17. Business was $4.80. My debt was $1,139.80. And then saving zero. And then keying was $12.68. So those are my numbers for the month of September. We did bring in a little bit more. Bills definitely was a little bit more. Debt was less. But we still, we still got some work to do. So I am going to total this all up so that we can see what our total expenses was for the month of September. So it is saying $8,962.72. So I'm gonna do that one more time to make sure that I didn't mispress anything. All right, so $89.62.72. So that's what that is. All right, so going back to the month, I am going to pop this back in. All right, so total we did $89.62.72. Those of you that have been following my closeouts, you know that I used to use this sheet in this section to determine, like, my income, expenses, difference, and stuff like that. I no longer use this. That's why I have these extra sheets that I'm using, but I still like to jot down and see what my monthly goal was, my total income, and my total expenses. This is not going to be the same. I get this information from my monthly versus my expense tracker. So the total total income was $76.36.70. We spent or our total expenses was $89.62.72. As far as my debt snowball, I did make 2 payments of $85.10, and then 1 payment which was from the August no spend of $83. So $253.20. And remember that this particular card subscriptions come off of, and I do make extra payments as far as the subscription. So my subscriptions, I still pay them every month, but I put them on the card because the card is where it comes from. So yeah. Now I am going to get into this no spend to see what we actually have to contribute toward debt for the month of October. Oh, that's over there. All right, so October no spend, we pretty much, we did everything. We filled in, we checked off all the days, and put all of the amounts in the envelope. So let's go ahead and see what we ended up saving for month of September to go toward extra debt. Make sure nothing is in there. All right, so for September, All right, so for the month of September, we saved 20, 40, 45, 50, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, and $62. So $62 is going toward extra debt payment for the month of October. So I am going to go and deposit this so that I can make that payment. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how I close out my budget for the month. Very easy, very simple, to the point. I don't try to be all extra with it. I just need to know, girl, how much money I brought in, what all I spent it on, what my totals for those categories are. Did I make any extra debt payments? Did I put anything towards savings? And then that's it. That's it. I don't do all the other stuff or whatever is out. You know, there's a lot of different ways and methods, but that's just not what I do. For the month, before beginning of the month, I write out all of my bills, what is due, what I'm expecting my income to be, what I'm and with that, what am I going to contribute to cash envelopes, and sinking funds. I'm not focusing right now on any savings challenges other than my no spend until I could kind of get some of this debt down and debt, and that's it. And then I just kind of compare, you know, the numbers versus what I planned for or budgeted for versus what I actually spent. And then I do take my monthly sheets and break each paycheck down to determine what bills I'm going to pay for the month. And that just helps my my paycheck budgets go easier. So that is it for this video, y'all. If you like this video, if you like my channel, please give me a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification bell so that you can be notified each and every time your girl upload. And I will see you beauties in the next video. Okay, my girls, bye.
I need you poolside, you've been on my mind. What if you want mine? It don't matter anyway. I like your south side.